In a major coup for Cricket Australia, leading Test wicket taker Muthiah Muralidaran has signed on to coach Australia's spinners and batsmen. The consultancy role would see him help prepare Australia for the tricky conditions the team will face when they meet Pakistan in October. But Murali has had a checkered history with Australian cricket. The Sri Lankan was no-bowled 7 times by Darrell Hare during the 1995 Boxing Day Test.
I can't find... Well, this has appeared from nowhere. This guy's bowled a lot of overs in Australia, and all of a sudden from nowhere he's now being called for bowling no balls.
Well, I hope he's not calling him for throwing. He seems to be looking straight down the... and he calls him very late, so I'm sure he's calling him for throwing. I hope it's not, but I've got a terrible gut feeling.
I tell you, Bill, having looked at that, there is absolutely no doubt that he's called him for throwing.
Murali helped Sri Lanka to victory in the 1996 World Cup, the first of many battles with Shane Warne.
And he's gone, I think. Very quick piece of work there from Muralidaran. He had him off quickly.
Controversy continued upon Murali's return in '99. A no-ball call in an ODI had the Sri Lankans storming off in protest.
No ball called from square leg. Now, what's all this about? Let's just hang on and have a look at this. This is very interesting. No ball called. And he's passed, he's signaled towards his arm. Now, let's think about this. Now, what is going to happen here? I think they're not going to go off the ground, are they? They're going to concede the match. And McQuillan is taking his time. I think the Sri Lankans have had enough. They've conceded the match.
Allegations of throwing dogged Murali throughout his career, and he was the subject of exhaustive testing and analysis.
The interesting things about you, then, in your view, are the shoulder and the wrist. You're able to do amazing things with the wrist.
Yeah,
and you believe that this stays firm through the whole of the bowling action.
Yeah, but it's in Australia proven, right, in when I went in this test, 2004, when I did it in Australia, it says it's first I bowled, it has a flexion of 14 degrees when I bowl first. Then after that, they suggested me to do this to that. Then within 2 days, I just retested again in Australia. This is the truth, and it came 10 degrees of flex.
This is an off spinner. Now we'll freeze it at that point there. That's where his shoulder, his arm is at the level of the shoulder, and there is certainly a degree of bend in his arm at that point. Now if we run it on, you'll see that there is a partial straightening of his elbow, just coming up there on the point of release. That angle at release is a shallower angle than the one at shoulder level.
Now this is his arm, right? Let me see if I can straighten it. I cannot. And look at the angle, not only of the flex here, this angle here, but the way it goes outside. He's got wrists that are like rubber. They're like elastic.
I think it's become a joke, and Murali is the world record holder at the moment and shouldn't be victimised like he has been throughout his career, and it's got to be sorted out. I mean, it was a privilege to be here today, to witness all that, to actually face him, and it was the same Murali I've faced in Test cricket with and without the brace, and that's something that no one else has faced him with the brace on, without, and I can tell, and as I said earlier, I'm going to go back home to Australia. I'm going to tell as many people as I can that I've seen proof that Murali does not chuck.
The wickets continued to pile up, and even the world's best batsmen struggled to handle him.
He's given him! Muralidaran picks up Tendulkar. It's not been easy going for Sachin Tendulkar.
The two spinners, Warne and Muthiah, I would face Warne any day. You know, I mean, I'd walk out and I know from, you know, ball one, I can hit it off the middle and I could go on to score 100. Yes, he can get me out, but Muthiah always confused me in the first half an hour, 45 minutes. I had no clue what was going on, and he did not know that. I don't know if he knew, but he didn't know that.
When Australia's then Prime Minister John Howard chimed in, calling Murali a chucker in 2004, the Sri Lankan vowed never to return to these shores. However, he did return for the Tsunami charity match in 2005.
That's a good shot.
Even the unveiling of the Warne Muralidaran Trophy in 2007 was dogged with controversy.
Shane Warne came out in one of his own columns saying that anybody who had dodgy action need to be tested in match situations, not in practice.
Murali retired from Test cricket in 2010 with an astonishing 800 wickets to his name.
Edge! Has he got it? Yes, he has! There it is, there's the celebrations. Have a look at this, they're going berserk in the middle. 800 it is for Muthiah Muralidaran.
The Big Bash League lured him back to Australia in 2012, where the wily veteran is still confounding batsmen.
And the magic man delivers.